What's up, guys? It's Josh back with SobrietyWoD. If this is your first time, welcome. If this is your second or more time, welcome back. I want to talk about something today that I titled for this lesson, Barbell Spirituality. And I really love this because it's really essential to the whole SobrietyWoD concept. And it's this idea of really relating this physical reality and these situations we face in the gym and life to spiritual concepts, which is just the immaterial world. And I think this gives us a really good picture of a really important subject, a really important topic. So we're talking a little bit about humility, and a lot of people have struggles with the concept of humility, what it means. You know, a lot of us think about humility as like, you know, people being like dejected or self-pity, or like, oh, I'm not good at anything, and or we think of it in terms of like humiliation or being humiliated, you know. And what happens with me whenever I have a word that like I don't use all the time and I don't have a lot of context for, I try to think of other words that get the idea across and kind of replace it with those, and it helps me understand the concept faster and a little fuller, I feel like. In the recovery scene and spiritual programs and stuff, there is a concept that is pretty familiar to some of us, and it's this idea of living life on life's terms. We know we learned through the recovery process that a lot of addiction is about trying to control things, and at first I really didn't understand what that meant. I was like, I'm not trying to control anything. Like, I don't have control of anything. But as I continued on, I realized what that idea of control had to do with. And you know, in life, there's a lot of things that we really can't control. In fact, like 99.9% of life is stuff we can't control. And there's a lot of rules and there's a lot of things that go on that no matter how much we would like to see different, there's nothing we can do to make them any different. And one of the things we learn in the recovery process is that the only thing that I can control really is my reaction to things, or how I interact with these things that I can't change, right? So I thought of this idea of understanding the concept of humility and pride in a little bit of a different way. And so the way I think about humility, the idea of humility, the concept of humility, is just this idea of, it's the serenity prayer, basically. So what are all the things I can't change? What do I need to change in order to fit better with the reality that I can't change? You know, if somebody's pissing me off, you know, maybe I can get out of that situation, or maybe it's like my boss or something, I'm stuck in that situation. So is there anything I can do to calm them down? Is there anything I can do to change what I did to piss them off, or whatever it is? It's just this idea of like, I can't make him stop. I can't make life change. I can't make people different. I can't make situations change immediately. So humility is that process of saying, yielding to the situation, you know. We see it a lot of times with me and Alex fight about it sometimes, because like she gets hungry and everything has to move, everything has to stop so she can eat. And it's like, I look at that as like, man, it's just okay, you're just hungry, like just be hungry for a few minutes, and don't tell her I'm picking on her. But it's funny because it's just a way where you can just say, okay, I'm hungry right now and I'll start looking for something to eat, but it's not something that has to freak us out, you know? So anyway, the idea of pride, if the idea of humility is yielding to unchanging or unchangeable reality, then the idea of pride for me would be trying to change the things I cannot change, right? So grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, that's humility. The courage to change the things I can, and then the wisdom to know the difference so that I can understand what things I can change and what things are need to be yielded to, what things I just need to figure out how to change how I am in the situation. I want you guys to take a second. You're going to do a little discussion. I want you to talk about some things in your life that you may have tried to change before changing yourself. You know, some situations you may have tried to change, or some things you may have tried to control or manipulate instead of just figuring out how to interact better in that situation. And this can be leading up to your recovery or just in life in general. I mean, we still do it now. And then the second question I want you to talk about is if it's something that you used to try to control but you don't anymore, I want you to talk about that process. So if you used to get angry in traffic and, get irritated by people's actions and things like that, how do you react now? And then how has that helped you? So you guys have fun. We'll be right back with the barbell side of it.